Okay, so another problem. So we have here 500 by 700 millimeter na tide column loaded with a shear load of 450 kilonewton about its y-axis. Okay, so clear concrete cover niya ng 12 millimeter na lateral tie is 40 millimeter. So given yung FC prime na 20 megapascal, yung FY for the main bars is 415 megapascal, and yields yung FYH for the lateral tie or the tie bars are 278 megapascal. So determine the required spacing of the lateral reinforcement for a factored shear load of VUY na 450 kilo. If yung allowable concrete shearing stress is 0.88 megapascal. Okay? So, yan. So, first is, we need to determine yung effective depth nito. So, kunin ko muna yung effective depth niya. Okay? So, since dito yung VU, so yung effective depth natin is always parallel yan. So, kunin ko na lang yung center nito. So, dito yan, no? Ayan. So, yan yung depth natin. So, based sa figure, yung effective depth natin is 450, ay, hindi, joke. This is 500. So, we have 500 minus nung cover. Meron tayong 40. Okay? Minus yung diameter nung lateral tie. We have 12. And then, minus nung diameter nung main bars. 28. Okay? 28. So, ito yung sa lateral tie. Then, ito yung main bars. So, 28 divided by 2. So, meron na tayong effective depth, and that is just equal to 500 minus 40 minus 12 minus 28 divided by 2. So, that is 434 millimeter. So, okay na tayo dito. So, next is yung formula for the shear. Ito yan. Kopyahin ko na lang to. Ayan. Hindi na ako magsulat. So, dito na lang. On page. And then, solution. Paste ko na lang yung formula dito for the BC. So, yung formula niya is just 1/6 ng 1 plus NU over 14 EG square root ng FC prime BW times depth. 1/6 pag 2001, pero pag 2010 or 2015 yung ginagamit mo is 0.17 nung factor na to, which is equivalent to 1 for normal weight concrete. Okay? Pag lightweight, that is 0.75. Okay? Pero yung ginagamit natin is normal weight. Okay? Kaya laging 1. Okay, so take note, may binigay siyang allowable concrete shear stress na 0.88 megapascal. So, ito, yung makikita mo yan, wait lang. Yung ito siya, this is called as allowable concrete shear stress. Okay? Then, binigay ni examiner. So, ibig sabihin, we don't need to compute yung 1/6 ng 1 plus NU over 14 EG square root ng FC prime. No need to compute for that kasi binigay ni examiner, equivalent daw niya is 0.88 megapascal. Okay? So, bala yung VC natin magiging 0.88 VW times the depth. Okay? So, we have 0.88. So, take note kung ito yung shear mo. So, yung BW mo is always perpendicular nito sa direction ng shear. Okay? So, which is yung 700. So, we have 700 times yung effective depth, yung kinumpute natin kanina, that is 434. So, divide ko na lang to ng 10 to the power of 3 para maging kilonewton. So, 0.88 times 700 times 434 divided by 10 to the power of 3. So, we have 267 267 0.344 kilonewton. So, meron na tayong value for the VC. Ngayon, yung VU, yung VS. So, meron tayong VU that is VVN, which is equivalent to V nung VC plus the VS. So, kung kukumpute natin yung VS, that is just VU all over V minus nung VC. Okay? So, yung V dito is 0.85 pag 2001 and 0.75 pag 2010 or 2015 NSAP code yung ginamit mo, no? So, gamitin ko na lang yung 0.85. Anyway, pareho man din yung process. Okay? So, kung gusto mong kumpitin yung 2010 or 2015, 0.75 yung ilagay mo. So, in my case, kasi yung reference is naka 0.85. So, yan na yung gamitin ko. So, same lang yung process actually. So, we have VU, V minus the VC. So, yung VS, yung VU natin, it is given. Diba, ito yun, yung 450. So, meron akong 450 minus. So, 450 divided by 0.85 minus yung VC natin na 267.344. Thus, yung VS natin for 2001, 0.85 minus 267.344 is just equal to 262.068 kilonewton. Okay? So, yan yung sa 2001. So, if ever gamitin mo yung, this is based on 2001. Kung gamitin mo yung 2010 or 2015, yung VS mo is just VU minus V minus the VC. So, yung VS is 450 all over 0.75 minus 267.344. So, palitan mo lang to ng 0.75 yung 0.85. So, that becomes 332.656. Di ba? So, mas maganda talaga yung 2010, no? Mas naging conservative siya actually. Kasi pinapaliit niya yung dimension ng section natin while pinapalaki niya yung steel requirements natin, no? Just to ensure yung ductility ng mga elements natin. Okay? So, ganun kasi. Ganun kasi yung gustong ano ng ECI. Yung ductility. Okay, so meron na tayong VS. So, makukompute na natin yung spacing. So, we have EV ng FYH times nung effective depth. Then, yung VS. Okay? So, we have spacing. Yung EV, yan yung perpendicular sa cutting niya. Kung ito yung direction ng cut natin, okay? Kung yan yung direction, ibahin ko lang yung cone. Ito na lang. So, kung ito yung direction ng shear natin, perpendicular sa kanya, yan yung kinat natin. So, perpendicular, ito yung kinat natin. Diba? Perpendicular sa kanya. So, ito yung kinat natin, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, para mas madaling tignan. Mas madaling tandaan. No? So, always na lang yung perpendicular. No? For ano na yun. Para mas madali lang or di ka mawala pag nagko-compute ka. No? Baka kasi yung kabila yung kinumpute mo eh. Hindi dahil na dito yung cutting, ito yung pinutol mo. Hindi ganun na sa RCD. And nakikita mo yan sa sa shear and beams, no? Okay, so meron akong 4 for AB. So I have 4. So this is, wait lang. 4 times pi over 4 diameter nung ano natin. Lateral ties is 12. Then yung FYH natin is 278. So yan yung gagamitin. Meron tayong dalawa, no? Nakikita nyo? May dalawa. Yung kinaganda ka dito, binigay niya yung sa main bars tsaka tie bar. So yung tie bar yung gagamitin, no? Pero pag hindi binigay yung FYH, yung ginagawa natin is ina-assume na lang natin na yung FY tsaka yung FYH the same. Pero in practice, bawal talaga yan. Hindi pwede na magkapareho yung yield strength ng dalawang bars. Dapat mas malaki yung main bars kaysa sa tie bar, no? Kaya pag andun ka sa site, no, check mo talaga nung maganda, no, baka iba yung diniform nung worker mo, no. Di nila alam yung mga ganyan yung mga strength ng rebars natin, di alam ng mga ano yan, no. So ikaw na engineer, so ikaw yan titingin doon, no. Kailangan mong tignan yan kung yung, di ba, kung yung baka kasi yung diniform niya for stirrup nung labor mo is 415, no? Delikado yan. Okay, so ganun lang, just a quick reminder. So we have 278, and then yung ano nga yung effective depth, kinumpute na 434. So yan yung effective depth, 434, and then yung VS natin na na-compute is 262.068 times 10 to the power of 3 para Newton. Dito naman sa 2010 or 2015, so ganun pa rin, pi over 4, 12 squared, 278, 434, all over yung VS niya na 332.656 times 10 to the power of 3. Okay? So, yun na, no? So, meron na tayong 4 times shift pi over 4 times 12 squared times 278 times 434, and then 262.068 times 10 to the power of 3, and therefore we have 208.27 millimeter on center. Dito naman, so papalitan ko lang yung VS ng 332.656, so we have 164.078 millimeter. So let's say 208 millimeter on center, and then dito let's say 164 millimeter on center. So ganun, no? So meron tayong ganyan. Next natin i-check yung maximum spacing yung dito. Yung ito. So kunin ko na lang yung 1/3 ng square root ng FC prime on page. So yun yung 1/3 square root ng FC prime BWD. So we have 1/3 square root ng FC prime. Yung FC prime natin is 28. So we have 28. And then yung BW natin is meron tayong 700, and then yung effective depth is 434. So we have 700 times 434. Divide ko na lang to ng 10 to the power of 3 para kilonewton. So 1/3 square root nung 28 times 700 times 434. Okay, divide ko na lang to ng 10 to the power of 3. So yung sagot niya is 535.85 kilonewton. Okay, and then yung VS natin na compute, let's say ito na lang yung gamitin ko, no? Actually decimal din, 262.068 262.068. So makikita mo na less than siya less than siya nung kahit yung 2010, no? Ito yung sa 2001. Kahit yung sa 2010 or 2015, mas maliit pa rin yung VS, no? Which is 332.656 kilonewton. Mas maliit pa rin siya kaysa nung 535.86 kilonewton. So ibig sabihin we will use, diba? Since less than siya, So use S max D divided by 2. So yung depth natin is 434 divided by 2. So ilan yan? So we have 434 divided by 2, 217 millimeter. Okay, so yung mag-govern dito is sa 2001 is 208, and for 2010 yung 164. Okay, so ganun lang, no? So ganun lang. Sige, so see you in the next na video. Thank you.